I think the big one that everybody needs to realize is that we said on the podcast, we're taking Georgia SEC futures. I believe you and I were kind of having a thing about, should we be taking Georgia national championship or Georgia SEC futures? I took Georgia plus 275 to win the SEC. There's absolutely no way I'm hedging a single penny on that. By the way, that number has steamed all the way up to 6.5, open 4, up to 6.5. I power rated 7, and I think it's eventually going to get on 7. So if you can catch any rogue 5.5s or 6s out there, you probably want to get that. And then, Utah.
I personally went with
what'd you
Georgia
take?
plus. Well, I had some 8-1 to win the national title. Very small position. I didn't even put it in the app because I got it. I only could get a little bit down on it from a rogue site. I know some people were able to get real positions on 8-1 earlier on than me, but I did one bet that I put in the app that I was able to get is I got plus 175 to make the college football playoff. That's one of my other pending futures that's still alive. That's good. I mean, if Georgia loses, they're in, right?
Yeah, if Georgia loses. And so I think that's why we need to talk about the Georgia minus 220 that's out there to win the national title. So in their very first game in the semifinal, no matter who they face, they're going to be a minimum of a 7-point favorite because I have them favored at least by 7 points over Alabama and Ohio State. And those are number 2s and 3s in the power ratings right now. So that minus 220, I mean, that's about what it's going to be to parlay.
There's a chance they could be 17-point favorites in that game, depending on who they play.
Yeah. And so I hate to say this, but minus 220 is actually worth a little bit of look. Now it's running out of value territory, but that semifinal game is going to be a huge spread. And then you're going to take a minus 220 into a national championship game where they're going to be at least 6.5-point favorites. So, there's still some money to be made on Georgia. It's kind of, lost all of its juice, but still a little bit of room there.
All right. I think that the nightmare scenario is like Bama loses in overtime. And then who are they gonna Bama loses in overtime. Do they take them over Cincinnati? Or do they take them? I think Oklahoma State now beating Oklahoma, then they're gonna beat Baylor again. I think they would leapfrog Cincy. But I'm not sure. Should be interesting. But if Bama wins, they're in with Georgia. Where do you think that? If Bama beats Georgia, who gets seeded 1?
First off, I don't think there's any way in the world Bama's offensive line is surviving. But
we're living in a hypothetical world here.
Let's play hypothetical worlds. Is Michigan your number 1 seed?
Wow. Well, I would think the committee would find a way to make sure Alabama and Georgia don't play again away.
2-4.
But who would be 2? Georgia would drop the 2. Bama's in as the 4.
Yeah.
And then Michigan is the 1. Oak State is the 3.
Yeah.
And then you would get Michigan, Alabama. Oh God.
All right. Listen, I'm telling you people, if you think it's a good time to buy Alabama, it's not. These 3 teams that are going to be in the college football playoff have defensive lines that are going to eat Darian Dalcourt, Chris Owens, and Damian George for breakfast. This Alabama offensive line is in trouble.
Throw it to Roger McCreary one more time. All right.
Wait, what were you doing?
All right, that'll do it for us. We have lots of work to do. We'll be back later in the week. We will preview every conference championship game in depth. We will have our best bets. We will have our final positions for any potential hedges, et cetera, et cetera. We'll break all the games down later in the week. That podcast will be out late Thursday night. 959 Bad Beat whenever you need it, even during the week. If you need to just vent about anything, call. We're here for you. Thanks again for listening. We'll catch y'all later in the week. Cheers.
Peace out.